was a junior all my life, and people. There was a time when I was a senior, and I had always had this anger, and there was this little boy in the class, and I was like, I would do to him what everybody did to me. It came that point in the sense, and I would take that kid aside and I would slap him around, and then he would become vulnerable, and then I would like hug him, and I would also cry with him, and I would say, I understand, and I love you. All those kind of things would happen. But unlike me, when this kid was so confused with what I was doing to him, in 1 or 2 months, he wrote a letter to his parents. His parents came all the way to school, and they stood outside my house and saying, "Where's that guy? And what do you do to my son?" and things. And they stood up for him, and they fought. And I was ashamed of myself. I was so ashamed. And I was coming out of a point of anger. I was coming out of a point of everything. But at that time, I did not understand those things. And and I was pulled up in front of the principal and said, "What do you mean?" I said, "No, I love the boy." And I says, "I know, I understand your love, the kind of love that you probably do in a hidden room or something like that." And I did not know what to say or what to look. For me, it was something that was natural at that time. At that age, nobody was ready to explain things to me. I grew up with it. So it's like I was going through it and thought maybe now I have come to the point where I can do this to other people. Right? And nobody would talk to me about it. And at that point, I realized that those parents would abuse. No one, but abuse is a word probably I had learned much later. And this is, I did not know it was abuse. I just did not like it. But nobody would talk about things like that. Nobody would talk about sexuality. We were confused about sexuality. I remember the first time when the kids in my class would teach me, like, have you ever masturbated? It was such a big thing. Like, have you ever masturbated? And I was like, no, what is it? And they would tell you how to do it. And I would not understand it. And you would go through the whole thing and you had orgasm and everything, and you still feel like this is not the right way of doing it. There's strange